Hey, Connect Church, I'm just hanging out in my favorite place at the building, the church dumpster. It kind of smells, but I'm also reminded that pretty much everything in life, if we're really honest, it all just ends up in the dumpster. But one thing that will not end up in the dumpster is your soul. And a key part of your soul is knowing your Jesus story and being able to articulate that. What was it like before Christ? How did you come to know Christ as your Savior? And how has He changed your life? And I want everyone at Connect Church to be sharing your story. And one way you can share your story is just to type up a simple one-page story in our Connect Book of Life. ConnectChurchSTL.com/Book of Life. I'll also put the link in the notes below. Let's get those stories. I think we've got 105, 106, 107 so far on our site. We need to have 500. I also wanted to talk to you about some of the things that were said on Sunday and how we took some time to recognize the spiritual battle that we're in. I spoke from 1 Peter 5:8, and I just encourage everybody, be sober-minded, for our adversary, the devil, is walking around like a roaring lion, seeking who he might devour. There's a very real spiritual attack in our world around us, and we've got to be ready for that. But I also want to share from you Romans 8:31, which says, if God is for us, then who can be against us? As I was sharing this past Sunday about the ways that the enemy tries to infiltrate lives, I mentioned some things like city government, I mentioned fine arts departments, I mentioned entertainment, I mentioned games and all those different types of things. And I want to let you know, I'm totally all on board for city government. I need the city government, and there are a lot of great people there. I'm totally on board with fine arts departments and schools. As a matter of fact, all my kids did band in high school and all those kind of things, even in the public school. I'm all about that. And entertainment, obviously, we're all pro entertainment. We're streaming shows here and there. But what I want to just say is that the enemy does try to infiltrate those areas, and he tries to get into our soul that way. Now, if you work in government, if you work in fine arts, if you're a teacher, if you work in entertainment, I just want to encourage you. Don't let what I said discourage you. I just want to let you know the enemy is after those areas, and he's trying to get to our young minds. So if you teach or if you work in government, I just want to champion you and encourage you to continue to live for Christ as you seek to be a light in the dark world around us. That's all of our jobs, and I just want to encourage you in that, and I hope that you were not discouraged by what was said on Sunday. I know that many of you are looking forward to an amazing worship experience on Sunday. It's going to be awesome. I want to encourage you. Let's get our story out there, and let's fight the battle with Jesus this week. Love you guys.